The audition was the same day as a Wales-England rugby match, and having set off from my home in Port Talbot, we hit the traffic just outside Llantrisant, about 14 miles from Cardiff. My phone began vibrating in my pocket. I looked at the screen, and it was Dad, who was already at the venue. "The people are already going in," he said, with an audible scowl. "Stop worrying," I said. "They're probably contestants from an earlier round of auditions." But however much I tried to reassure him, I couldn't calm his nerves. He kept on calling me as we made our way up the M4. I had been strangely subdued on the drive up, but once I reached the concert hall, all that changed. We still had some time to wait before I was sent to the holding area, and having no clue what time I would be going on, I was beginning to get quite nervous. I picked up my number from the check-in area, number 31829, which I stuck sideways on my jacket, and made my way up the stairs to the auditorium. The holding area was a bar behind the upper circle, and it was a very busy room, with hundreds of people scrambling round for seats and plenty of film crews to capture every moment of rehearsal on tape. Through the walls, we could hear the proceedings of the previous group. The noise of the audience rippled through, as did the sound of the dreaded buzzer. That silenced the crowd in the holding room immediately. It was something none of us wanted to hear when it was our turn to be on stage. I'd read advice online from previous contestants who suggested you should make as much noise as possible, dress wildly, and practice hard to make sure you ended up on film. In fact, to do just about anything to stand out from the crowd. But that was the last thing I wanted to do. While others were rehearsing loudly to catch the attention of the cameras, I attempted to fade into the background like a wallflower. I wasn't here to make a career out of what I was about to do. Instead, I was here to finish a journey that had started at the age of 6. Singing was something I loved doing, but I could see no future in it. "Hi there, can I ask what you're here to do?" My thoughts were interrupted by a guy in a pale blue fleece from the production team and his colleague holding a TV camera. It's strange that a previously coherent person can become a jabbering wreck when facing a large piece of electronics placed on someone's shoulder. It took me some time to pluck up the courage to even say a very weak hello. It was right about then that I started to have second thoughts about being there. I didn't really know what to say and ended up blurting out the first thing that came into my head. "I'm here to sing opera," I told the guy. "It's something I feel I was born to do." "That's great," the guy replied. "How about singing something for us here and now, a cappella?" I responded with a very nervous look towards Jules and a very fast shake of the head. "I don't want to do that," I said. I wanted to go back to being the wallflower. I felt I wasn't the kind of person who should be in front of people in full view. I felt fat and slightly scruffy. The suit I was wearing was all I could afford, and for some reason I had insisted on buying one that was too small in the chest, but at the same time too long in the arms. The last thing I wanted to do was draw further attention to the fact that I didn't really belong here. Reluctantly, the member of the production crew accepted my refusal to sing. He finished our quick chat and moved on to another person. I tried and failed to find out when I would be on stage. This was disconcerting, as I always liked to be well prepared so as to perform at my best. But now I was faced with no warm-up area, no sound check, and no timetable. I did my best to try and find somewhere private enough to warm up, and ended up in the gents' toilet. Even there, I didn't want to sing in front of anyone. The moment I heard footsteps approaching, I pushed the lever of the tap as if to wash my hands. There appeared to be no way of warming up at all. After a while, I just gave up and returned to my seat next to Jules.